some of my oregano. And I have a few different varieties of oregano, and I'm going to put them all in the same jar. I have some thyme here. I think I have a couple varieties of thyme too. As you see, the cilantro is pretty much done. We got a good harvest from cilantro this year. Some more thyme, sage. The sage is doing awesome. Basil doing awesome over there. Rosemary doing good. And in this big pot, I have parsley and sage. So all this will be harvested today. And over here, I have a 3-tier. I have some oregano there, some thyme in that pot down there. This is my Thai basil, doing well. It didn't start off doing good at all. The Thai basil was doing bad, doing great now. Purple basil. And I have some more oregano up here. So here is some of my harvest. What I do is, sometimes like the mints and things like that, I like to harvest those after I harvest these because I'll get confused on which mint is which. And what else I have out there? I have a mint, I have a bee balm, so I get a little confused with those. So I wanted to harvest these first. So over here I have some basil, thyme, parsley, Thai basil, purple basil, oregano, and sage. And what I'll do is rinse them off, and I'll lay them in between dry dish towels, clean dry dish towels. I'll lay them out and, like layer them so they can dry, and put another layer, another dish cloth on top of it. Do it like that, let those dry. Now there are some times when I do not rinse off before I dehydrate. Like say for instance, if, sometimes if it's in a pot and you'll see the dirt on it, then that's when I'll most definitely rinse them off. And sometimes if I'm just doing one, I see it's pretty clean, then I will sometimes dehydrate it. It's up to you. But I will be rinsing this off, letting it dry, and then I'll be putting it in my dehydrator. Now here are 2 of our dehydrators. This is one. And we got some racks from another dehydrator that we had that wasn't working, so we just used it for the racks. And then this is another dehydrator. This one I'm not a fan of. This one, you don't even hear it. You don't hear it blowing, and as well as it doesn't have an on and off switch. So the last time my mom, she was over, she was dehydrating, and since you don't hear it, you don't know it's on, you don't have an off switch, so it was still plugged up. What I've done to these racks was I use chalk marker. These I use a chalk marker. Like over here, I use a dry erase marker, and I write what herb is in that rack, because sometimes after they dry up, you don't know what the herb is. So I write what herb is on that rack. If I'm drying some of the same herbs, I'll just keep the name on there and use that rack. So like I said, once it's finished drying, I know that this rack had Thai basil on it, and you can wipe this off very easily just with a wet cloth. Okay, so I have all my herbs in here, and like sometimes if I don't have a lot of one herb, like one side I'll have Thai basil and the other side I may have purple basil, but I'll have it written on, what side it's on. Herbs are dry. Now another thing that I have to do sometime is I'll rotate the trays. So if the herbs at the bottom have dried well and the ones at the top haven't, I'll just rotate trays that to give the one at the top, it'll be closer down to the bottom, so it'll dry a little bit faster. So the next thing I do is, like I say, since I have the names on them, I know which is which. And I bring them over to my table. I have cleaned my table off, and I like to use my table because my table is large. Here are a couple of the tools that I use when I'm crushing up my herbs. One is this little roller, and I found this at the thrift store, and I can use these to crush up my herbs. Another thing I like to use is a rolling pin. If I have a large amount, especially like when I'm crushing lemon balm, this is good. And I like this metal one. My friend Tony sent me this one. I love this one because it's smooth. It's not a wooden rolling pin. I prefer this one. It also, I believe you can also put ice in this rolling pin. So really nice, clever rolling pin. But anyway, so I love to use this one as well. Another item you could use to crush up your herbs are a coffee ground grinder. You can find those at thrift stores as well. We have one that we use for coffee, and then we have another one that we use strictly for the herbs. Those are 3 items that you could use to help crush up your herbs. Now here are some of the jars I use. Okay, so first, these are jars that are, I believe this probably was a candle jar, and I love to save candle jars. They're good, you know, for things like this, and the lid is nice and sealed. So here's a jar. I'm going to be putting my sage in that jar because the jar that I have, it's overflowing, and I need to crush up some more sage. Here are some ball jars, and these are awesome, and this is pretty much the purpose of the ball jars are for canning. So these are onion chive blooms, and I dehydrated these and put them in here. I like to use them for soup. When they're fresh, they're awesome in salad. And I don't doubt that these are great for salad too, but they're really good to put, just think you're making some onion soup. Really nice to use the onion chive blooms for that. Now these, I love these. These are the Spice of Life jars, and I find these at the thrift store. And this is lemon balm. I am overflowing with lemon balm. I also have a large jar with lemon balm. And if I was really dehydrating my lemon balm like I should, I would probably have a big barrel of lemon balm. Okay. Now these are some jars that I picked up from the Target dollar spot a couple years ago when I was reorganizing my spice section, and they were $1 each. So you see, like, my sage is full, and I'll be putting the sage in this jar. Here, parsley. So since I'm about to crush up all my herbs, I like to pull out the jars. Here is oregano, Thai basil. I'll tell you about this in 1 second. And then I have this purple basil. There may be one other herb that I have to, I think thyme. I have to get my thyme jar. Okay, so these are some of the jars that I use to store my herbs in. Now this here says herb scrap mix. Now what I do, since I'm using it on my table now, would probably be nice to have one of those plastic cutting boards, and I'll probably get one of those in the future so that after I'm finished, I'll crush it up on that, and then I can roll it up and slide everything in here. So, but since I'm using my table, and then I have like some crumbs on the table, I take the herb scraps and put them in here. And then this will be a mix that I'll just use randomly if I'm seasoning something. So this is what I call my little herb scrap mix. like to thank you guys for watching. I hope this has inspired you to grow and dehydrate your very own herbs. Bye-bye.